Marson here, and I'm at the photo booth with all the pickups from last weekend. Mrs. Toy Galaxy and I went down to New Jersey for New Jersey Collectors Con. I believe it's a twice annual thing in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. We went last August. That was the first time I've ever been, so figured let's go down there again, check it out. A lot of good stuff, a lot of cool people. Just a fun environment to be out and hang out and buy toys and look at cool stuff that you can't afford also. First up here, we're just gonna start right at the beginning. First thing I picked up was, I should have set this up differently so that it was actually like in the order I was going to be talking about it. I'm going to mix it up. I'm not going to go by my notes. First up, right up front here, we have the Bossfight Studios Night of Asperity. I love the Bossfight stuff. If you're not familiar with them, they've been it's a bunch of people who used to work at four or five people who used to work at Hasbro, and several years ago now they ventured out on their own, started their own company called Bossfight Studios, designing, sculpting, making all their own action figures. Vitruvian Hacks is the name of the line, and they did a Kickstarter, got everything rolling, and this is actually part of, I believe, Wave 2 of their second era. The first era of stuff was all like Spartans versus Gorgons. This is more of a fantasy-themed sort of thing. Long story short, Bossfight Studios, go check it out, get the story there. This is the Night of Asperity. I bought him because he's the most metal-looking thing I've ever seen. Awesome, just gunmetal, sort of metallic armor. This actually isn't his sword. This was a sword that I had in my accessory bin. I have no idea what it's from, but it fits this dude perfectly. And of course, he's got the sweet skull head, and that's really the selling point. He comes with like a human head with blood red paint down his face and whatever, but I don't need that head. This is the only one that's ever going to be on this thing. He's got a shield, some other stuff, but this is the way I like him. I think he looks fantastic. I've been waiting to pick this guy up. He actually came out I don't know exactly when he came out, a few months ago, a while ago. I didn't order it online because I knew I was going to be seeing the Bossfight Studio people at a show sooner or later, and I really, really, really like to buy the stuff from them directly. I like to be able to shake their hand and tell them what a good job they're doing, and just it's a different experience as far as buying an action figure is concerned. I don't know anybody that works at Hasbro. I don't know who to tell, like, hey, good job, but I can walk up to Andrew Franks and say, I like what you guys are doing. Eric, you're doing a great job. Katrina, excellent work. And that's a really neat thing to be able to do that and to be able to see that appreciation on the other side. Anyway, it's Night of Asperity. It's awesome. Check them out. Get your own. This is mine. Also, up front here, we've got, this is Master Rider 2, I think. I'll be honest, I'm not up on my Master Riders. I know there's lots of them. My Master Rider that I grew up with was Super 1. I don't know anything about the show. Just that design is the one that I first knew and first learned about the Master Rider characters from. So I'm definitely a scarf guy on my Sentai and my Masked Riders and everything else. So the Realm of Collectors was there. They had a booth. I don't remember the name of the person I bought this from, but I believe this is from his personal collection. And he didn't have Super 1, so I went with the design that I liked next best, and this one fit the bill, which is funny because I believe this is from a remake of a movie update or modern update, something like that, of 2. And I don't like the Masked Rider 2 suit, the 1 or the 2. But this modern sort of update to it, I really do like it. I don't know anything about the guy, if he's a weirdo, if he's a monster, if he's a murderer, I don't know. I just like this design. It's a cool action figure. That said, I'm told this is an early version of the SH Figuarts Masked Rider, or just body in general. Shoulders are really loose, hips are really loose. That makes it tough to pose, but I still dig it, and I'm glad I picked it up. A lot of alternate hands with that and other stuff. Also at the New Jersey Collectors Con, we picked up this Bane from DC Multiverse. This is Detective Mode Bane, I believe, from Arkham Asylum? Arkham Origins. It's from 2014. I picked it up because it's a translucent blue action figure. I'd seen this in the stores when it was out back in 2014. But I never bothered to pick it up because whatever they were charged at the time, I didn't want to pay that much. Not a big Batman fan, not a big Bane fan. But this is just a cool action figure. Skeleton painted on him, blue, translucent blue. I will tell you this, we were working on the glow-in-the-dark video this week, and I put a black light on this guy. Doesn't glow. Very disappointing. I thought for sure this skeleton was going to glow, and he was just completely non-responsive to the black light. Kind of a disappointment. Also at the show, I picked up the Reaper. from new figure from DC Multiverse. Reaper is from a 1980, checking my notes, 1987. It's from the story Batman Year 2, written by Mike Barr, featuring a young Todd McFarlane on some of the artwork there. But this is just a cool design, cool figure. You'll notice a theme sort of running through all this: skulls and spikes and, just metal looking dudes. He comes with 2 alternate hands. I believe in the books, his fists are actually in those spiked balls there. And he's got the 2 things. I'm not going to get into it. So you read the story if you want to know what the story is. My quick rundown on this figure is: looks great. Cape's a bit, in the way, heavy rubber cape here. My biggest issue with this is the knees are weird. I can't bend them. There is a joint here, but they will not bend for me at all. I have not heated it up yet to see if I can actually get some movement out of those. I don't know that it's stuck. I think it's just a weird new sort of knee that they developed that doesn't actually work properly. I'm not looking to pose him a lot. For the most part, he's just going to be standing on my shelf looking cool. But I would like to know that I can bend those knees when and if I need to. Also from the show, I grabbed Deathlock here. There was quite a few examples of the new Marvel Legends waves that are just sort of hitting now. And if you're referring to my geographic area, in 6 months, Deadpool priced way too high. There was no way I was going to get Deadpool. Cable, long gone. But they had Deathlock and they had Taskmaster, and I had them both in my hands. And I said, you know what? I'm going to get both of these figures eventually. Who do I want to get today? Who am I willing to pay $10 over retail for, whatever the final price? I think that's what it was. I think they were $30. I'm treating myself. It's toy show weekend. And I went with Deathlock. I've always liked Deathlock. Now, Taskmaster, obviously, if you check out our video on the last Taskmaster, I fell in love with that figure. That thing was just a dream, just a robo space pirate with a lightsaber. I don't care if it was the right Taskmaster or whatever. Love that figure. This new one, I know it's more classic costume, but it just, seeing it in person, I don't know, man. That face, that skull face, looks like a boglin to me. It's not working for me. There's something about it. The gun, the shield, the sword, it's just not working for me. So it was actually a very easy decision. I was like, I got to get Deathlock. I'll regret not getting him. He's a little wonky. We're going to do an actual review on this. That'll be coming up. We'll shoot it next week. 2 weeks out, it'll post. He's got a weird wonky elbow, and I've been seeing some other people complain about that, and that's kind of a disappointment. This cable, I'm glad it's here. It's accurate. But man, do I just hate it being in the way, and it does limit his posability quite a bit. But it probably did that in real life if he was a real life person. Also from the show, IAmElemental's 6-inch figure, Courage. It's the only most of their figures, they've done 2 waves of 4-inch figures. I have all those. This is the only 6-inch figure they've done so far. Super articulated, removable helmet. She's got her shield that plugs into this spot on her leg if she wants to just sort of hold it there. She's got this awesome sword with an energy effect. I did have this figure already. I picked it up because I could not believe that somebody was actually reselling one. I don't know why you would ever want to get rid of this figure. It's going straight to my niece. I was like, that's my niece's. So I picked that up for her, and I think she will dig it. And if not, if she resells it, I'll buy it back from her. I'll give her $10 for it. It's a really cool figure. Please check out IAmElemental. They're doing a lot of great stuff. Another independent company that I try to support in every way that I can. Other show pickup, we got Fearless Photog here from Masters of the Universe Classics. If you don't know the story, real quick on this one, 1986, there was a contest. Mattel ran a contest to design a character for Masters of the Universe. A kid named Nathan Bittner, I can't read my own handwriting here. He won. This was the design that was picked. The others weren't that great. I still have the magazine around somewhere that has the pictures. You can find it online. Not my copy, somebody else's copy. But this was the character that won. It's weird. He's his powers are absorbing his foes' powers. He's got a little lens pops out there. He's got a video camera. He's got a film reel camera gun. And he's supposed to have a shield, and I didn't realize he's missing his shield until I was setting up for this video, and I was like, oh my gosh, I looked him up, he's supposed to have a shield, didn't have a shield. Kind of a disappointment. Still okay, glad I got him, but quick check at eBay, I'm never going to find that shield by itself. So if you're watching this, if you know somebody who's like, I lost my figure and his gun, but I still have the shield, let's connect us, put us together so we can talk to each other and figure this out. I got to get that shield. It's going to drive me crazy until I do. But if I've been looking forward to this one for a while. I have Castle Grayskull, man. And just the story alone behind this guy, I was like, I need to own that figure. I don't need all the classics, but I had to get Fearless Photog. And Toy Show weekend, that was the time to pick something up like that. Also at the Toy Show, Mrs. Toy Galaxy managed to score. I don't know if it was these two or which this one. Actually, I think it was definitely one with a gun. You know what? I think it was these two. There was a seller who had, I think, 4. Little high on the toy, even for Toy Show pricing, but Mrs. Toy Galaxy went over and worked a deal with them, and she was able to score 2 of those. So that was cool. These are numbers 3, looking at my notes, 365 and 366. So officially 1 for every day of the year, and then now we're working on the second year's worth of Boba Fett's for the Boba Sett. And then, so that's everything that's everything from the Toy Show. Once we were done at the Toy Show on Saturday, it was March 3rd and 4th. 3rd, 4th, yeah. Once we were done on Saturday, we left and hit a couple of toy stores. First off was House of Fun Toys, which is in Oakland, New Jersey. Great shop, really great shop. I cannot recommend it enough. If you're in that area, go check it out. Just floor to ceiling, and it's a high ceiling. Just there's not a single inch that doesn't have action figures on it. 6 deep on the pegs. Some amazing vintage stuff I'd never seen before. Just 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, everything. Just an incredible assortment of stuff. Kevin was working at the shop. He apparently has watched Toy Galaxy, so that was pretty. That was a thrill for me to be recognized all the way down in New Jersey. I was impressed. I was flattered. But there I was able to pick up this 2006 NECA Davy Jones, which I've been looking for this piece for a while. So I was really excited to see it there. Really excited to finally get my hands on one. I know there's a 12-inch version, I believe, also came out a couple years after that. But this was the one I wanted. It is terribly unposable. He basically he's really just a 6-inch statue. I mean, he's got his claw here, his crab claw, that opens up. There's no turning in his head. He's got a little bit of a shoulder here. I think his wrist moves, and this shoulder appears to be stuck. I haven't tried to heat it up to get it moving, but it's cool. What are you going to do with him? You're not going to have him in like crazy poses. He wasn't exactly doing Hadokens across the deck of his ship or anything. So this is good enough. His tentacle here is a bend. It's wired, so kind of wrap it around. And I didn't even know until I picked up this figure that all the figures from these couple of waves here have deck pieces that you can put together and build like a little, the ship. What's the name of the ship? I can't remember the name of the ship right now. But those all fit together, so that's neat. I may have to track down the other figures just for the base pieces. We left there and went to play with this Toys and Collectibles that is in Merchantville, New Jersey. Another nice shop, a little smaller shop, but still bright, clean, well organized, lots of cool stuff. And I was able to grab the Stalker Predator there, NECA's 2017, I think. Stalker Predator, one of their updates to the old vintage Kenner pieces. If you've been watching this show for any amount of time, you know that Predators aren't really my thing. I don't do a lot of NECA, but this figure was just, I saw the thing. I honestly, I didn't even think, no, I don't know that I knew it existed, but I saw it and I was like, oh my God, glow in the dark, Predator, this incredible body armor with a xenomorph head sculpted into the chest plate. His mask does fit on and the eyes and the horns glow in the dark. Just a blew my mind kind of piece. This is his alternate hand. He comes with a gripping hand for his left side as well. But I was like, oh man, it's the Boba Fett tribute hand with the swimmy hand. I think it's for putting his net launcher on there. But holy cow, this thing was just like, it's much sturdier than any of the Predator Aliens figures I had handled before. So good on you, NECA. Good job. You may have won me over after all. This is just, I don't know. There's other Predator figures that are cool, and some of you have sent me some pieces, and I love those. The yellow jacket looking one with the xenomorph head on the spike, that one's sharp, but this is just like, forget about it. It's incredible. And then also at Play With This Toys and Collectibles, we were looking at their, Mrs. Toy Galaxy and I were looking at their case with vintage Star Wars figures in it, and we're like, hey man, you know, what are the prices on these? And we saw the price and we're like, that's more than we want to spend. And then Mrs. Toy Galaxy had the brilliant idea to ask if they had any just junked up beaters out back. And sure enough, he went out back. The owner, I don't know who was working, I don't remember his name, but he went out back, checked it out, and said, look, I got these. You want them? And he gave me a great price on them. Took them both and the Predator. So that was really cool. These are the kinds I love. Beat up, paint scratched off, no guns, don't care. Just good stuff. So that was 365, 366, 367, and 368. That's really cool. The next day on Sunday, we hit another toy show. I don't remember what town it was in, but wasn't able to really pick up anything there. To everybody that said hi at New Jersey Collectors Convention and the shops, and then the show the next day, thank you. It was really great to meet you. It was really great talking to people. It was really great getting some, feedback in person about the show, things you like, and just seeing how this community is starting to grow. It's really, really great. I see all the comments come in, and I try to respond to as many of them as I can, but it's impossible. I can't spend that much time doing it. But it's really great to meet people in person, and I hope to be able to get to a lot more shows and meet a lot more of you in person. But at this last show, all I was able to get, I almost bought a carded 89 or 90 Kenner RoboCop glow-in-the-dark figure, but it was more than I wanted to pay for something like that. But they had these glow-in-the-dark cats, so we picked up all 4 of these and they're fun and they look great hanging out next to other glow-in-the-dark figures on the shelf. But anyway, those are my pickups. Let me know if you've picked up anything else, anything recently, anything cool, anything glow-in-the-dark. Got that glow-in-the-dark list coming up. I'm excited about that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please hit like, hit subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Share this video if you think, I don't know, anybody's going to find it interesting. And hope to meet you in person at a show sometime. Thanks for watching. Later.